Hi, I'm Don Westendorf, the lead developer of Optinlinks. I've been making a full-time living selling WordPress plugins I've personally developed for the last 2 years, and I've teamed up with Kevin Strone to bring you one of the best plugins of 2014. Optinlinks isn't just another light box that you plug some form HTML into and hope for the best. It's a full API integrated list building system that will revolutionize the way you build your list. Here's how it works. Instead of just putting an opt-in form on a page and asking someone for an email address, which immediately puts a person on the defensive these days, you offer them something. You get them engaged with your content, and then you ask them to click a link or a button to sign up. Optinlinks straps a turbocharger to that link to give you tons of features, statistics, and most importantly, better opt-in rates. When you actually click on an opt-in link, an opt-in form will pop up, a form like you've seen before. Of course, these are fully customizable and we have multiple templates for these forms. But what makes them special is that these are fully integrated with your autoresponders API. That means you don't have to copy and paste any form HTML. You don't have to do any code whatsoever if you don't want to. This also means that you can submit the leads you get from this form to not just one, but any amount of lists you want on any number of services. So if you want to split your opt-ins with another JV, or if you want to segment into multiple lists so that you can test response rates on different mailers, or if you want to put people on a solo list and on your main list, you can do that. It starts to get really cool. When you click continue here, it calls out to the API to process that your email is valid. You get a success message once it's been approved, and it takes you to the secure page. Now it saves that you've opted in successfully, so if you come back to the secure page, you'll have access. But if a person that hasn't opted in comes to the secure page, it will prompt you with the same form and wait for you to fill it out until you can access this page. It gives you a great way to deliver this content, which means the person never leaves your site. They don't have to go to their email inbox and get distracted by other emails or anything like that. They opt in. They get processed, they come here, and you can deliver your content right away. There's no two-step process if you don't want to have one. However, if you want, you can still do double opt-ins, and we have a real-time double opt-in waiting system that prompts them to double opt-in, and when they double opt-in, they're automatically redirected to the secure page. This is pretty sweet stuff. So let's get under the hood of Optinlinks and show you the real power of this system. Now this is just a dashboard. This is where you can come to see your stats. We have all of the stats. We track everything that a person does on a form. We track when they click. We track when they sign up. We track if they close the form. We track if they're unique. We track which impression that they click the link on. We track every single time an opt-in link is loaded, and we track every single time an opt-in link is clicked. And we let you filter that out by the unique visitors and the raw impressions, so that you can see very unique numbers, or you can see raw numbers, so you can see exactly what your real opt-in rate is. The main way you use Optinlinks is by creating opt-in link campaigns. We have a really handy wizard, 4-step wizard, where you just fill out the details of your campaign. You select the email list you want. You can click as many email lists as you want. You can have multiple accounts, and it'll sign up to all of those accounts. This is where the real power comes in. You send anybody to any list you want. You can have, your main list, your solo list, whatever. You send up secure pages that you want to be able to send people to after they subscribe. These can just be a normal thank you page, or it can be an affiliate link if you want to send somebody directly to an affiliate link but want to capture a lead first. Or you can send them to the second half of an article they were reading. You can send them pretty much anywhere you want. But this gives you the flexibility to lock down a section of your site and make a small members area for only people that have subscribed. And here's a real kicker. If they unsubscribe, they lose access. So if they ever leave the mailing list and try to access your content again, they'll have to resubscribe to get back in. Any campaign can have any amount of secure pages that it wants. So while you don't have to point an opt-in link in a secure page, you can make a whole secure section of your site. We even have a wildcard system, so you can allow your leads to have access to a whole directory on your site. This will let you create a small membership site or anything that you want in its own directory, and when somebody signs up, they get access to that. This would be great for a whole series of video tutorials or lectures or just a collection of articles that you want to get a lead for. It keeps a person on your site. It makes sure that they've signed up, and it keeps them happy. They never leave. They don't have the chance to get distracted. The final step is where you create the actual opt-in links. This is the part where the rubber meets the road. You can define all sorts of behaviors. You can target any secure page that you've selected for this campaign. You can select any form that you've created. We even have split tests, which we'll go over in a second. We have a lot of optional settings for each opt-in form. The one I showed you before was this default setting. Just show it in a pop-up and it goes normally. But we also have the option to show the opt-in form on the target secure page. So they'll click the opt-in link, they'll go to the secure page, and it'll show the right form. This will let you use your secure page as a squeeze page so that they can see the content they're about to get if they just submit their lead data to you. We have a confirm double opt-in for access setting, which means if you're using a double opt-in list, opt-in links will actually wait in real time for them to confirm their opt-in. And once they've opted in, it'll automatically redirect them to the secure page. This is great for increasing your double opt-in rates, but it does mean they have to leave your site to opt in. We also have an opt-in not required setting, which will make it so a person can access your secure content without opting into your list by clicking a no thanks button that appears on the form. The last two options determines what happens after a person successfully opts in. So we, by default, send them to the secure page that you've selected up here. But if not, we have the option to not redirect them at all, like they'll successfully opt in and then they'll stay on the page they're on. Or you can open the page in a new tab by choosing this option. Of course, these are mutually exclusive, so you can only have one selected at once. And once we have all this set up, we can create this campaign. And it will be set up for us right here. Once you have a campaign set up, you can see all the opt-in links for each campaign by either clicking the name or clicking the Show All button up here. And you can get shortcodes right here. But of course, that's a little bit clunky. We have an inline editor function. So if I go to a new page, and I want to add an opt-in link, I can just click the opt-in link logo right here and select an opt-in link. Whichever one I click on just gets put in right here. And you can put any text in here, anything you want, a picture. The shortcode will generate an opt-in link around whatever you put in there, and you'll be good to go. So if I just hit preview real quick on this page, you can see the link text. You can click it, and you can see your opt-in form. Now, we don't track stats if you're logged in as an admin, obviously, so that you don't get a bunch of bogus stats when you're testing your thing, and this just shows up to let you know. So that shows you how easy it is to put an opt-in link on a page after you've created the campaign. However, what makes opt-in links powerful is stats. As you can see, we already have stats here. We can sort by anything. We can set any date range. The stats are very granular. We do this on the fly. You don't get this with a lot of plugins. We have easy to use graphs. When you click a campaign, each graph resizes to show you the relevant information that you're looking at. So I'm looking at individual opt-in links here. As you can see, we have tons of stats, and this isn't even the half of it yet. We have an advanced mode, which will be a separate product. You'll be able to buy basic mode, which will just have what I've shown you, or you can come into advanced mode and you get even more stats. You can see your opt-in rate, but you can also see how many times the link was viewed and how many times it was clicked. You can also click this on any page to set the unique level of the content. Right now we're seeing only unique views. We can also see raw views if we wanted to get an impression of how many times a link has actually been loaded versus how many times a unique person has loaded the link. In that same vein, we also show stats for each secure page and how many impressions and uniques it's gotten and how many campaigns it's related to. And we also have a form page where you can customize, create, and even upload new forms. We plan to release with at least 5 form templates. We're going to also release new form templates over time for free to current users. We have A system to upload them. We have some global settings for your form that you just control across the whole site. It makes it easy to change a few simple things, like you can change which form is the default form. And you can also create a custom form. This is where you'll get a list of the templates that you currently have installed, and each template is just a file, so this is a real simple system to add more templates to. You can preview each form before you start to edit it, and then you can hit Start Form Customization to create a new form. Now this is where it gets cool. You can edit each step of the form in many ways. There's going to be a few more features in the final version where you'll be able to edit the button. You'll be able to do a little bit more with the HTML. But for now, this is our stable version. And this is a real-time editor, so I can just use the fields on the right to change the fields on the left. And if you delete a whole element, it removes all the HTML associated with that element so that you can just work on it directly. All of these fields are also HTML compatible, so if you have a designer or if you really want to go all the way in, you can do whatever you want with each field. Each form template is actually really easy to edit for an advanced user as well. So this is easy to use on the front end, it's easy to use on the back end. It's pretty top-notch. It's a lot of control that you won't get if you're using a hosted application. Mailer integration is super simple. You just click this and you click your autoresponder that you want to integrate with. You get the steps that you need to follow to integrate. It's usually just to click the link and log in and then get a key and then paste the key in and then you're good to go. We track the amount of lists you have, we track the amount of subscribers you have, and we track the amount of subscribers that you get from Optinlinks itself. It's pretty useful. In our advanced and enterprise modes, we have lots and lots of stats. We have this whole page that has each unique stat, so you can see basically what's in the database and you can work with it. So you can see how many clicks you've had on your opt-in links. You can see directly your opt-ins. You can see your opt-in link views. Each individual view is here. You can see exactly who it was, where they came from, what they were using. You can of course see how many unique visitors you've had. And you can see page impressions, just raw, straight up page impressions. And you can see if they generated any opt-in link views, link clicks, or opt-ins. Everything's sortable, anything you want. You can also look at all of your stats over time. This is a lot like the dashboard display. So you can see exactly what's been happening with each statistic in any time group you want, but you can sort by time groups. You can see what your best hours are, what your best days are, what your best months are. This is really powerful. You can do a lot with these statistics. Advanced and Enterprise mode also come with split testing, which allows you to create a split test for your opt-in forms. You can have any number of forms, and you can adjust the form weight for each form, which determines the likelihood that it will be chosen when the split test is executed. This will allow you to test new ideas with just a fraction of your traffic instead of half or a majority or anything. It gives you a lot of control. So you can select any form from here, and you just name your split test. And then you'll be able to just select these split tests when you edit any of your campaigns or opt-in links on the campaign page. It's really simple. Advanced and Enterprise mode also lets you control directly the filters that run on your site. The program comes default with most of the big bots already filtered out for you. However, in Advanced and Enterprise, you can change the filters however you want. You can add any IP addresses you want. You can add any user agent you want. And you can also retroactively filter your past data. This is really powerful. It lets you really keep track of the traffic that you want to keep track of. So if you get a lot of traffic from a source that you don't like, you can just filter it out and it's out of your stats and you don't have to worry about the number. However, we still do track it all, and we have a switch so that you can see the filtered traffic or the not filtered traffic or both combined. This is just a level of stats that you don't normally get in plugins. We put in the effort here to really build something special so that you can actually use this plugin, you can get more opt-ins, and you can see exactly where they're coming from.